I going to miss the most about racing? Everything, really. I mean, it's almost like a weekend getaway, like a camping trip with all your friends. I mean, you go for like every other week, and you get to meet up with your buddies who you haven't seen in a couple weeks. I don't know, it's just, racing just gives you this crazy feeling. I don't know, you can't really explain it, but I mean, some people would say, don't you get bored riding around the track, just going in circles? And I definitely don't, because every time you go around the track, there's always something you can work on. You can always go a little bit farther on a jump. You can always tweak your bike in the air, which I'm not very good at, but there's always something to change and work towards. And I'm just definitely gonna miss it. So since I started in 2007, the first season, I missed a couple races, but I ended up getting 7th overall in the women's class. In 2008, which was my second season, I ended up winning the championship. At the beginning of 2009 is when I broke my wrist, but then I trained real hard. I got back into it. 6 weeks before the race is when I got back into shape and went back to the race season, and I felt pretty good. A couple of months after that is when I dislocated my shoulder. Definitely that was hard to come back from, but I did, and eventually won the Open Sea Championship. And I guess I was the first female to win a championship other than a women's class or a kids class in any ATV, which I'm kind of pumped about. Then that brings us to my final season, 2010. 2010 was a different year, but that would be my third championship, in which I won and had some great competition with Angie Marr and Amy Thompson and Larissa Griffiths. Definitely was some intense battles, and I think we put on a pretty good show for the crowd. And then that same season is when I went 6th with the Open B guys, which was great. I loved racing with the guys. It was definitely a great feeling because, I mean, the guys have no mercy. The girls will kind of let off a little bit. We'll be nice. The guys, they just don't care. But that's okay. Kind of made me a little bit tougher. Conversation with a friend, and he was just saying how a bad week kind of determines how he does in a race. And I just kind of told him, I'm like, you know, when you go to a race, once that gate drops, nothing else matters. You put everything aside, and the better you do that weekend, the better your next week is going to be. I almost feel like I have to prove myself. I feel like a lot of guys kind of really look at me and they're like, oh, that chick can't ride. That's just a girl, and never mind just a girl, that's a girly girl. I currently work out of my house. I have a little shop that my uncle and my father actually built for me. I like to call it Pink Salon because it's pink, and I just thought it was a pretty cute name. I love making people feel good about themselves. I always tell my clients that their hair is like a canvas and you can paint it any way you want. If you don't like it, you can change it. I just love the feeling that when a client leaves my chair, they feel happier about themselves, and it just reflects in everything that they do.